For nearly a century, the main battle tank has been the apex predator of land warfare. But look closely at the modern battlefield, and you will see a massive 70-ton machine stalking forward, only to be hunted by a piece of plastic and wire buzzing overhead. We have to ask, is heavy armor still a fortress, or has it become a liability? The U.S. M1 Abrams SEPV3 and the German Leopard 2 A7+ represent the extreme of current armored engineering. These platforms leverage high-velocity 120mm smoothbore guns and next-generation composite armor packages designed to withstand direct hits from peer-level tanks. A single modern Abrams weighs over 73 tons and costs up to $15 million. But buying the hull is just the baseline. Sustaining it requires a 1,500-horsepower gas turbine with immense fuel demands, heavy lift recovery assets, and years of intensive crew training. We see the exact same doctrine applied in the South Korean K-2 Black Panther. It is highly advanced, heavily armored, and demands a rigid, unbroken supply chain to keep it moving. When a military deploys one of these tanks, it concentrates an enormous amount of financial capital, trained personnel, and operational logistics into a single hull. They are placing a massive bet on a highly visible target. That bet is being called by precision munitions like the French Acheron MP, and increasingly by cheap first-person view, or FPV, drones. This graphic visualizes the crushing exchange ratio of modern warfare. On one side, you have a $15 million armored fortress. On the other, a disposable commercial drone that costs roughly $1,000 to manufacture. That yields an exchange ratio of 15,000 to 1. This math is dictating the reality of land combat right now. In Ukraine, infantry units equipped with remote controls and cheap drones have become the primary mechanism of attrition, responsible for the vast majority of confirmed armor losses. By attacking from above, these swarm tactics entirely bypass the thick frontal armor and terrain advantages that tanks rely on. We saw this clearly in the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, where loitering munitions easily saturated heavy defenses from the sky. The physical results are absolute. A direct hit to the weaker roof armor frequently detonates the ammunition stored inside, instantly separating the turret from the hull. When a $1,000 piece of plastic reliably neutralizes a $15 million asset, survival is no longer the main metric of success. Warfare becomes a brutal mathematical equation of replacement. To counter this, militaries developed the Active Protection System, or APS. The most combat-tested version is Israel's Trophy System, designed to act as a high-tech shield to save the tank. This schematic shows how it works. Specialized radar arrays scan the environment to detect incoming threats. The system calculates the projectile's trajectory and then fires an explosively formed penetrator to disintegrate the missile mid-air, creating a neutralization bubble around the vehicle. But defending the tank forces an extreme cost escalation. Equipping a vehicle with Trophy inflates the total cost by roughly 30%, while adding massive weight and demanding huge amounts of power generation just to keep the sensors running. And those external sensor arrays sit directly on the outside of the vehicle. They are highly exposed, easily degraded or destroyed by basic battle damage like small arms fire or artillery shrapnel. More critically, the system has a physical blind spot. To prevent false alarms, the radar filters out slow-moving objects. That leaves a donut-shaped gap directly above the tank, allowing slow drones carrying shaped charges to slip right past the defensive bubble and strike the roof. APS might intercept a missile and keep a crew alive through today's engagement. But bolting expensive, vulnerable defenses onto an already expensive platform does not solve the core mathematical problem. The structural advantage remains with the cheap, disposable swarm. This missile economy extends far beyond tanks on the ground. It actively bleeds the supply chains of advanced defensive networks across every domain of modern combat. We can see this scaling up to fleet-level operations right now. Take the recent naval engagements in the Red Sea, where the U.S. Navy successfully defended commercial shipping lanes from aerial saturation. To achieve that success, warships relied on launching highly advanced interceptor missiles, some costing upwards of $3 million apiece, to destroy incoming drones that cost roughly $20,000. This graph charts the long-term danger. Intercepting a threat is a tactical victory in the moment, but repeating a million-dollar defense against mass-produced swarms day after day rapidly depletes your stockpile, creating a severe strategic vulnerability. To survive this asymmetry, militaries have to deploy low-cost, layered defenses. By projecting an electronic warfare dome, a defending force can scramble and drop incoming drone swarms without firing a single expensive projectile. Absorbing the sheer mass of cheap incoming threats with these economical layers is the only viable path forward. It allows a military to reserve its exquisite, multi-million-dollar interceptors strictly for targets that actually justify their immense cost. Modern warfare has become a test of the balance sheet. Strategic dominance now belongs to the side that can field and sustain a scalable, cost-enduring network that remains effective even as high-capital platforms are attrited from the field.